Raymond Hassan, and this is the Bad, the Ugly, and the Blessing podcast. And I'm here with my partner right here. What's your name, brother?
Listen, my name is Mel Wells, and I'm one and only servant of the community, servant of the city of Philadelphia, and most of all, the servant of one day at a time. I'm standing here today with my partners, or sitting here today with my partners who are our guests today on this podcast. I have Cordell, I have Driz, call him Darnell, but AKA Driz. We want to thank y'all for coming up today and being a part of the show.
Yeah, no problem, man. No
Yeah,
problem. It's
yeah.
It's an honor.
Thank you, man. You know, what I wanted people to understand that click in is that recovery's for everybody, right? Now, it's weird sitting next to y'all two, right? Because knowing what the heck we used to do. I'm looking at y'all, I'm looking at these guys because the day we want to more focus on even a hustler, a drug dealer turn their life around, or how a drug dealer can also become addicted to what he's actually selling.
Absolutely.
So he can turn their life around.
Absolutely.
And so, Slim, you go ahead with the first question and let these brothers go ahead and start to introduce themselves.
Well, the first thing I want to say is thank you for coming out, joining our podcast, and whatever you share, don't hold nothing back. Please don't hold nothing back, because our viewers, our communities, our supporters need every bit of information that you have to offer. So first I want y'all to do is introduce yourself. So what's your name, brother?
What's going on, Philadelphia? My name is Darnell Scott, other known as Drizzy, Dragon, Dragon Slayer.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? My name is Cordell Williams. I am also known as C-Rock. I've been known as C-Rock all my life, man. You know, it's an honor to be on this podcast with you guys, man.
Thank you.
Listen. I want to ask both of y'all. Ask it separately. How you want to do that? Why did God choose you and not them?
Ooh, deep.
So I'm gonna answer like this. I think that
I'm sorry, Driz, I got Malcolm on you real quick.
what I got, what I had to realize is that you can't curse your crisis.
Say it, break that down, OG. Break it down.
So, meaning everything that we went through in our life, it was supposed to happen to us.
Right.
It was divine decree.
Right.
We needed to go through those things so that we could be better for someone else. Like it showed, like all, like you know, how many times I could have OD'd. How many times have I been shot?
Yeah,
how many
yeah,
times
yeah.
Driz been shot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but we're still here, and other people aren't. Like, it's a sign.
Right.
It's a sign, and I think that we were chosen because from the beginning, what we did have from the beginning is that even though we sold drugs and robbed people, we had good intentions.
You had good intentions.
We took care of our neighborhood.
You did.
We
So
took
now,
care of our
so
families.
let me get to Driz. I want to get to Driz. Driz, why you?
Mine's, I didn't realize why I'm still on Earth. 'Cause, you know, I did a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
you
And
did.
I wake
Yeah,
up
yeah.
a lot of days with, why am I still here?
And I'm sorry, guys. Let me keep it real with you. 3 of us, 4 of us. We done held tears back a couple times because we done had our homies die in our hands. We done been in funerals together. And a lot we won't even say here. We done walked nightmares, and now we starting to live a dream. And so even sitting here, sometimes we got to pinch each other to say, are we really alive, doing the work that we doing?
Right.
Please continue, Driz.
All right, so some days I wake up in the morning and I be trying to figure out why am I still here out of all the people that should still be here. Because I've done so much stuff, bro, so many sins. I done took people, family members away, and I probably definitely don't deserve to be sitting here right now. And I feel like that a lot of days, but I think the reason why God chose me, because I realize who I really am now.
Wow.
I am a leader. The
Right.
same way that I was able to make
That's
people follow me down that
Yeah,
road of
yeah.
destruction.
Thank you.
Now I feel as though I'm more powerful to help them get out, lead them out the road of destruction.
Wow,
Yeah.
So
wow.
I didn't know that I had the power that I have to be able to have people that want to hear me talk and listen.
Right.
You know how hard it is to make somebody listen to you, bro?
Yeah,
The
it's very
saying,
hard,
it would
yeah.
never be a saying in one ear and out the other. People will give you the face all day long. That's the game face. They listening.
Yeah.
Right,
They not.
right.
Because soon after you say it, they go do the opposite.
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the truth.
So,
Does
and to be able to have power enough to make a young boy, an old man, a woman, anybody just give you 30 seconds of their day and truly listen to what you say,
Right.
and then you see them the next time, they be like, yeah, I put it in effect, or I'm trying to put it in effect, that's powerful.
So
for
you
me.
feel there's a responsibility to go back and help out those you may have messed up, or the community you may have messed up.
Man, it's beyond responsibility, bro. It's my due diligence.
It's your due diligence.
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
mean, from here on out, bro,
That's
so
it.
they put my body in the
Come on,
grave,
come on.
I'm going to try to save every soul I can save, bro. Every Philadelphian, it's not a race thing, it's not a religion thing, it's a life thing. It's a life thing because for me, and every other OG, you gotta realize if you played in these streets and you was the beginning of the era now, you're at fault. Because if a person went from shooting a bullet a day in the 80s and it turned up to 10 in the 90s, you started. You the origin of the
Absolutely.
problem, so you can't look
Right.
at
Absolutely.
this being spun out of shape like
Right.
you didn't have a part of this 20 years ago.
Excellent.
Go. You want to go, Sonny? I'm on it. Go ahead.
So what are some of the things that you're doing in the community?
Hold up. Wait.
Not yet?
Not yet.
You
We're
will.
gonna get to that.
Okay.
That's the best part,
Y'all
right?
youngins
My-
out
my-
there, pay attention.
My thing is
Pay
this.
attention.
You said something meant a lot to me. You grew. You got better. But people also grow and they get bitter.
Yeah.
What made you get better but not bitter? Both of y'all said that. Y'all understand that God took you through trials and tribulations to make you better. You didn't blame anybody. You didn't blame. You said, no, I put myself in this situation. What made you get better? Because somebody out there today, they got it inside of them.
Right.
But they looking all outside instead of looking on the inside to have the determination to get better.
I think for me, like when people use that term OG, right? I don't stand for original gangster. For me, it's say only God, because only God can
Woo!
give me the enlightenment that I had to say, hey, I
That was
can't be
dope.
bitter because I need to be better to help someone else. I can't do nothing for anybody else if I don't get myself better.
Right.
So my thing was always, I'm not gonna be mad at. I can't change the past. Those things happen.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is work toward the future and try to help some of these young men and young women to understand, like, hey, those streets got an expiration date on them, and if you continue on the path that you're going, because I went that path, you could die. I'm just fortunate. I'm just gifted. I was gifted this life. So what I'm gifted, I can't be bitter about.
So you
I'm
said
gifted.
OG. What does
Only
that
God.
mean? Only God.
Only God can do
Only
it.
God can. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Tupac had something like that. Only God can judge me.
Only
Only
God.
God.
Only God can
Yeah.
judge me, right?
Yeah.
And so my thing is that to now, just with you being here, doing what y'all doing now, you alive. I believe that y'all are more than conquerors. But I also heard something that y'all didn't even say, right? That you have a high respect for a higher power. Y'all believe in something much bigger
Yeah.
than yourself, right?
Yeah,
Now let's fast forward, like Celine was saying, right? What are you doing now? All that, you should have died. We should have been killed. A lot of things should have happened to us. But tell me what the grace of God has got you doing right now.
Yeah, I go first. For me, it's not giving up on the lost soul. Because how can I give up on a soul that's lost when I was lost for 40 years?
Woo! Ho! Churches, listen. A lot of time we give up on people when God has given us more of a purpose to continue helping the people. Now say that last part again.
I said I cannot give up on a lost soul because I was a lost soul for 40 years. And guess what? My beautiful mother, rest her soul, she never gave up on me. Never, not
Never.
one time, bro. Not one time. When
Come on,
she
man.
should have gave
Shout
up
out
on me
to
when I was
Miss D.
13.
Shout out to Miss
14,
D.
embarrassing
Yeah.
her to come to the
all
school
the
and
mothers.
to come get me from youth study center. She should have gave up on me then, but she never gave up on me, bro.
Thank
she,
you, Driv.
She had in her heart and her mind that one day I would wake up because everybody get the wake up call. It's just everybody don't get the same call at the same time. You got yours in 2020. I might have got mine in 2021. He might have got his in 86.
Don't give up. Don't
so
give up.
the whole thing is stop putting a time period on when your life gonna get together and when you're gonna conquer your goals. Because another thing with life, once you get it together, you can easily spin back to where you came from because you don't take time to see your goals through. Man, F this. I ain't doing this working stuff, man. It ain't working. I'm going back to the block. Just because you say, okay, I'm only making $10 an hour now. All right, set yourself up. Look for a job to make 15. Go back to school. Let your goals build up.
That's right.
And don't put time to them because if you say, let's say, you say, I'm going to do it in 6 months. Let's say the creator say, I'm going to give you a year and a half because 6 months is putting too much pressure on you, your family, your kids, your wife. You know, 6 months, I mean, you got to get it done real quick.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
yeah.
too much pressure for you. You don't even know it. But your creator said, no, I'm going to give you a year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an extra year. So now if you give up on your goal before that year and a half is up, you never see it through. And you be the same dude, be like, oh, he stole my idea. I was going to do the t-shirts.
So you give your
Yeah.
time to the streets and you saying, look, you hustling for 8 or 10 years. Don't think your life gonna change in 8 months.
Exactly.
When you
Overnight,
give
it's
that
not
much
happening.
time into Satan or something different on the streets, right? You gotta expect that you gotta put your time in on the streets. You got to understand that when you put your time on the streets, you got to be willing to put your time in with something more positive to see the results to be able to come back. That's how I want to be able to say that.
Pretty
Now
much.
you.
Yeah, so and I just when I hear that, I just think about the analogy. You ever heard of a person that gained a lot of weight, right? You didn't gain that weight in overnight. You took 2-3 years to put that weight on. But you
Absolutely.
think you're gonna lose that same amount of weight that you gained in
Tell
2
them.
weeks?
Work the process.
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen.
Work the process.
It is the process, and that's where we are now. Like what Jack just laid out is exactly what I did, and the reason I did what I did was because I needed to show people what I'm doing now is showing people like, hey, if a 10 years in and out of the penitentiary in State Road and upstate, 20 years as a heroin addict, if I can be able to go to college, get a college degree, come out here, do something, give back to the community.
So you got a degree right now.
Yeah.
You got a degree.
Yep.
Got you. Got you.
Get a college degree, and mind you, I didn't have a high school diploma when I went back to college.
Wow.
I'm sure I that's for another time. But go to school, do those things. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right.
So
right.
so what I'm doing now is just wanting to just show and be a beacon of light for those individuals who are stuck in that race, man. And Dragon's right. Like, it's not a time frame on it. Like, and especially we got to be patient. I'm saying to the OGs out there that are trying to reach these young cats, you got to be patient because you got to remember when you was out there on the corner, when you was out there running wild.
Right.
I know if 10 years ago, Mel said to me, bro, get your life together. You got a story to tell. I need you. You know what I did? Man, get out of here. Go have some
Yeah.
condoms or something, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
leave me
that was
alone,
what I used to
man.
do. Right,
You
right.
follow what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the same thing these young guys gonna tell you at first too. You can't throw up on them. You can't bomb them on them. You gotta drip on them.
You gotta
Little
drip
by
on 'em.
little every
I like
day.
that. I like
You
that.
gotta just drip on them. Just give them a little bit more every day. Check on them.
So hold up though. What are you doing now? We had that conversation 10 years ago. But what do you do right now? I know you about to do something. What are you doing just today? Tell me what you about to go in. Why I really gotta wrap this up. Why I gotta wrap this up? What did you just open this week?
Oh, just this week we just opened up the office on Susquehanna Avenue on Bancroft, Susquehanna, the pad office where I'll be there. I'm be the head case manager, hopefully be coordinator by July, and we're conducting interviews and hiring people. So I'm sitting there, I'm hiring.
What kind of office? What kind you hiring and all that? You sure? So you ain't doing that on the. They let you hire. I guess they ain't know this.
You ain't
So they
giving
got.
out
They
packs
ain't
no
even know
more.
this, right?
You ain't
So
giving
they-
out packs.
but
You ain't looking for the youngins
this
no
how
more.
this where I think God just got a comedy show like spot up in heaven. People just laugh at it, right?
Right.
And people like us, right? What is the name of what you just? What's the name of your office?
Police assisted diversion.
I gotta make sure you don't got Y on. I gotta make sure you don't got Y on, right? But that's the.
Police assisted
If he chose
diversion.
him, if he chose me, he could definitely choose you.
Oh,
Driz,
man.
though, don't Driz. Thank you, God. Yo, so Driz, what are you doing right now? Like right now?
Oh man, well right now I'm getting ready to take a couple contracts to the next level. You know, some of these guys gonna end up finally going to full time. We're gonna be hiring some new people. We probably got 3 contracts that's actually ready to step up, go full
Yeah.
time. We got the Temple University, we got TCB, and you know, right now I'm in the community. You know, we're gonna be giving back. You know, cleaning out some lots. You know, landscaping starting back up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just
Yo, hold up, Driz. You just, sorry, now I'm goofy with it. But you cleaning up the streets, the same streets that you cleaned up, that you messed up, right? And so, just to elaborate on it, Driz is now the director of all of One Day at a Time Street Team Services. How many people do you have that work for that division?
I'm pushing now close to almost 40.
What was the last presentation me and you did together, and who was it for, you think? Who was the last presentation you did
The
it for?
president, Joe Biden, the White House is really interested in how.
Hold up. Did it again. God done did another joke. Right. From my dad, shout out to Reverend Wells. We couldn't be up here without the Rev, right? But my pop would have loved to jump in right in the middle of us. From the crack house to the White House. You doing your thing, man.
Trying my best, bro.
Yeah, and you know what I admire about both of y'all is your perseverance. Driz, while he was in, I looked out for his mom, and his mom had passed. He came out, looked out for my mom, then my mom had passed.
Wow.
And we family. This is what it's about.
Right.
And I just wanted to make the point, Sumi, that how God is getting in the business of recycling lives.
Absolutely.
He recycled us, right?
Yeah.
But also, people got to stop thinking that God's just a comfortable God.
Right.
Sometimes the people he choose, he would, equip those who he choose.
Absolutely.
That don't mean that they're gonna already come equipped.
Right.
So what God will do is send you through a storm so you know how to stand up in the sun. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just witnessed today is a miracle by God, not my power. Just just brothers coming up together. You have just witnessed anything that you out there, you think that is bad, it can become,
The ugly.
and then
The
Bless.
blessing.
see, God turned lives around. Whatever you do, make sure you stay safe. Let's make sure we stopping the violence out there in the city of Philadelphia. If you need help, make sure you inbox us below. We want to bring help to you. But guess what? Anybody can turn their life around. Rather a hustler, an addict, whoever you are, guess what? You need help too. So I holler back. Peace.
And one more thing, real quick. And if you want to get on the podcast, please reach out to One Day at a Time or Soldiers for Recovery, and we see what we can do. This if you want to come out and help us in that way as well, man, we need you all.
Holler back, yo.